Tate, top of the key, gives it off to Byron Wilson. Wilson out high to Josh. Josh double team, starts to drive down the middle. Takes a jam right over Bradley and scores! The left wing area goes to Byron, top of the key. Byron kicks it off to Rydalch. He fakes the three, dribbles into the big guys, and passes back outside to Byron. Another three for Byron Wilson. He's got 17. He has hit it. Has got it. 6 seconds ahead to Wilson. Wilson drives. Wilson puts it up. It's no good. Rebound, Larry Kane. Yes. He scores!
And he's fouled.
And he's fouled. Goes to Call. Call fires a three. It's off the back of the iron. Not good. Rebound knocked out of the hands of Schreiner by Byron. Byron ahead. Here's showtime! 24 points for Byron Wilson. 10-point lead for the Utes, 77.
The Utes are cutting down the net.
The Utes have won the West Athletic Conference title.
Utah 24-2, 13-1. Utah beats BYU 81-74.
I've covered University of Utah basketball for 25 years, from a Final Four team to several Sweet 16s. But this year's team was special, unique. Coach Rick Majerus had them playing together like no Utah team in the past quarter century.
Got a man wide open. And it's off Biaki.
A team together. Made possible by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Utah, Utah's favorite color of insurance. The Utes explode to an 11-1 start in 1990. A couple of wins at home, and then off on their first road trip to Majerus country. The Utes beat Wisconsin-Milwaukee in the old Mecca, a former home to Coach Rick Majerus from his Marquette and Milwaukee Bucks days. Next stop, Big Ten country, and their first loss of the season. But the trip will best be remembered for what happened on the flight home. United Flight 417 from Denver to Salt Lake City experienced engine problems, and the Utes were told to prepare for a crash landing.
We just said, you know, these guys are scary. They're scared to death. We got to comfort them like little kids.
No, I think
Josh wasn't scared. He was
wasn't
like,
scared.
It's not my turn to die. So.
Ask Moody.
Yeah, I'm all right. This is crying, but we'll be okay.
Anthony said, oh, yeah, it's a god. It's a god. Thank you.
The Utes didn't have time to dwell on the near miss. 2 days later, they started the in-state war. A three-game sweep of Utah State and Weber State put Utah in a position to win the old ochre bucket, the symbol of basketball supremacy in the state of Utah. A big win over Pac-10 opponent Oregon. Beat Cal Irvine on the road. A 47-point victory over Wichita State with freshman Phil Dixon, setting a new school record with 7 three-pointers. And the Utes were 11-1 at Christmas time. What do you want for Christmas?
Whack title.
Huh?
Whack title.
Trip to the NCAA, maybe. Be nice.
With the best start in 10 years and an 8-game winning streak, Utah now opens conference play in Hawaii.
Aloha!
The Utes appeared relaxed, despite the fact that they were only picked to finish 6th in the WAC, and Hawaii was coming off a win over 11th-ranked Pittsburgh. The Utes lose Byron Wilson for a couple of games, but win in overtime. Utah completes the toughest road trip in basketball with a 68-62 win at San Diego State. And now back home with the preseason favorites, New Mexico and UTEP. Point guard Tyrone Tate had 10 assists against the Lobos. Ogden's 6'6" Sean Mooney, who walked on out of the student body last year, gave the Utes some great minutes defending 7'2" Luke Longley, and Utah won by 12.
The night I was the highest was when Mooney got in. Because when Mooney got in the game against New Mexico, the very first time, and played so well for 4 minutes, held the fort, we won. That was me. You know, I mean, that was my dream was that night.
If I was an example that people would look at hard work and going out and giving it your all, and that things can happen. I mean, that if you work hard, good things will happen. Not necessarily all the time, but more than not.
UTEP and the Bear, Coach Don Haskins, had beaten Utah 7 times in their last 8 games. But not this time. Jimmy Soto with a career-high 16 points and Walter Watts with 12 rebounds led the Utes to first place in the Western Athletic Conference. A 12-game winning streak, a 15-1 record, and for the first time in 10 years, a national ranking. 22nd in the UPI, 23rd in the AP.
Who hasn't hit a thing all week. Misses again. And Walter, comes up with it, and then he slammed into the scoreboard.
Everybody over there checking on Walter. The first guy there. Inbounds. Throw it.
Tyrone Tate goes up again. The Utes take the victory, 67-60. Rick Majerus.
The dreaded AA in Laramie, Wyoming. Josh Grant, 23 points. Craig Rydolph, 17. Jimmy Soto, 15. Paul Afiaki, 11. But it was defense, the Majerus trademark, that gave the Utes a victory over the Cowboys. Wyoming's leading scorer, Reginald Slater, was held to an incredible 6 points, all in the second half.
The loose ball starts to break to Soto. Soto finds Afiaki, who swoops in from the right side with the steal.
Utah 57, Air Force 47. A steal by Josh Grant. With 13 seconds left to play and the Utes only up by 2 over the Rams, secures another victory. They shoot the Falcons down twice to tie the school consecutive win streak at 16 games, a record that was set 79 years ago. This was just the beginning of an incredible year in Utah basketball history. The last time Utah won in El Paso, Tom Chambers and Danny Brains were playing. The Utes take it 78-68, and that made it 17 in a row. A new Utah record, and tied the WAC consecutive mark. Now 20-1 overall, undefeated, 9-0 in conference play. The Utes are ranked 11th in the nation. The winning streak came to an end in the pit. Despite a 22.10 rebound performance by Josh Grant and a season-high 13 rebounds by Walter Watts, the Utes lose their first and only WAC game to New Mexico, 68-62. Again, the Utes respond to adversity, as they had all year, by coming together with a 20-point defeat of Hawaii. Paul Afiaki, a career-high 14 points. 67-60 over San Diego State. Josh, 18 points and 13 rebounds. Walter, 15 points and 9. (77-72) over Wyoming. Josh, 24. Phil Dixon, 20. And the Utes are now 23-2. But again, adversity. This time off the court. Center Paul Afiaki was shot in the shoulder. And the Utes host BYU, and their NCAA shot-blocking 7'6" center Sean Bradley without their backup center Paul Afiaki. With the outright possession of the WAC title on the line, a team together took to the floor. The Utes took it right at the NCAA's leading shot blocker. The real Byron Wilson returned to the Utah lineup with a career performance, 25 points from everywhere on the floor. The earliest clinching of the WAC title in the history of the conference. A memorable moment for the players.
A third shot at it. And Walter with the reverse.
Beating the Cougs at our place. Sitting up there, cutting the net down with my buddy Ty. Fans going crazy.
I have to say the BYU game, because it was a home crowd. Yeah, my arm was like a shotgun, you know. No matter where I threw it, it was going in. So I think that was my best game and most memorable.
That's something I'll never forget right there. Because electricity and just the feeling of accomplishment that, gosh, we finally did it. Finally. It took a long time, a lot of work, and a lot of, like I said, adversity, but we finally did it. That was really nice.
The Utes went on to wrap up the record-breaking regular season with a win at Colorado State. And an overtime victory at BYU on national television. 15 conference wins, the most ever in the history of the WAC.
Is in the record books in the Western Athletic Conference. Utah in a real tough and bitterly fought game in Provo, Utah, beats BYU the same score that they beat him in overtime a year ago, 72-71.
With a 26-2 record and ranked 8th in the nation, the Utes drew more national attention than any Utah team in history. A 4-page, 6-picture spread in Sports Illustrated. USA Today and almost every major newspaper in the country had stories on Coach Rick Majerus and his amazing Utes. CBS, ABC, ESPN all came to Utah to produce features on the team together. The winningest WAC team ever produced some individual honors as well. Rick Majerus, Coach of the Year. Josh Grant, Player of the Year. First team All-WAC, All-Defensive Team.
I owe that to these guys right here, because if we would have taken second or third in the WAC, then, you know, Luke Longley or Reggie Slater would have got it. We play together as a team, and they can't give out 5 of them, so, or 10 of them, or 15, however many guys we got on our team. so they just found me. I was just a lucky guy.
Walter Watt, second-team All-WAC. And Larry Kane, first-team All-Academic. Like defense, academics was a point of emphasis by Coach Rick Majerus. Tutors traveled on most of the road trips, and study hall was a scheduled activity just like practice. In fact, players were excused from practice to study.
I'm most pleased with what we've accomplished in terms of character development, classroom accomplishment, classroom effort, not necessarily accomplishment. I'm more pleased with the reading program. I'm more pleased that Phil Dixon is in with a speech therapist and a speech pathologist and than I am with any game we've won this year.
Cultural activities were also stressed. At the Pioneer Memorial Theater, they got together for a production of Driving Miss Daisy.
If I've contributed to their growth or to their values or introduced them to the theater or introduced them to Hanama Bay.
I mean, you see the actors in person, and it's I can't say it's clear, but you understand more what they're saying in person than on the TV screen.
With the Utes already assured of an NCAA bid, a return to Laramie for the WAC tournament was viewed by many as just a tune-up for the NCAA. As the #1 seed, the Utes faced San Diego State in the first round. An 11-point Utah victory made it 3 straight over the Aztecs and propelled Utah into the semifinals against Wyoming on the Cowboys' home floor. Again, the Utes pulled together and did what many thought impossible, a 3-game sweep and 2 straight over the Cowboys in the AA, setting the stage for dream game #3, Utah and BYU. Having already lost the 2 regular season games to the Utes, the Cougars slowed it up, held the ball, and eked out a 51-49 overtime win.
Trost guarding him. Grant, wide open Tate. Missed the shot! Missed a second! Tip, no good! And BYU wins it. Tate.
When I missed the shot, they showed on CNN, Channel 2, Channel 5. Every channel that it was, me missing the shot. I felt really bad.
NCAA Sunday found everybody huddled around the television set to see where and who Utah would play. Despite their glossy record and national ranking, there were some skeptics.
And Mike, you say South Alabama will give Utah fits.
I think Utah might go out in the first round.
All right.
And for a while, it looked like the doubters were right.
Utah has missed its last 6 shots from the floor. 45 is Byron Wilson. Soto, baseline, had it blocked. Got it back. Wilson, open, hits the 3.
Oh, he's got a nice stroke.
The Utes were down 41-34 at halftime. The team got together in the locker room and came out smoking. Outscored the Jaguars 20-2.
And Walter Watts comes roaring back.
You're playing power basketball now. This is not the kind of basketball South Alabama wants to play.
Yelding inside, missed the layup. And Utah is running. Wilson, McGrath. And Ronnie Arrow looking to his bench for more help. Wilson tried to feed Watts and got it back. And now he's tied up. Lost it, and Soto was there. Oh, shot by Josh Grant.
Oh, from behind the basket, Mr. Grant.
Now, you look like the Runnin Utes. You ran off 14 points. What were the adjustments you made?
Just a good halftime talk and just coming out to play, get the nervousness out and just coming to play.
Yeah, it was real tough. We just had to get into the groove, and we did well at the end. We just played hard at the end.
Now their second Big Ten opponent of the season, Michigan State. The game was billed as a battle between the Spartans' All-American guard, Steve Smith, and Utah's Player of the Year, Josh Grant.
And Grant into the lane. Nice shot by Josh Grant.
They lived up to the hype. Smith had 28 points.
From behind.
They got a man down court.
Does have a man down court, and it's Smith.
What?
Grant, 29 points, and add 10 rebounds.
Grant for 3.
The difference? Utah was a team together. Jimmy Soto, 16. Walter, 14 and 10 rebounds.
Around and out, Watts had it and is fouled. Watch this near earthquake.
Get out the way, Rick, but you don't like that. Help him out just a bit. Get in there.
In double overtime, Utah moved into the Sweet 16 with an 85-84 win over Michigan State.
Grant. Oh,
Greg, that's a big-time shot. I'm telling you. He can get it to Grant, and he can make the play. If he goes behind,
Soto for three.
He'll stick it. If he goes behind, he'll stick it.
Oh. Zuloff back up and got it.
Oh, the clock's going to run out. We're back at double.
Soto. Double overtime coming up.
Oh, yes.
Good pass for Walter Watts.
Oh, yes.
Nice pass from Josh Grant.
Hadn't run that play the entire game. It ended up being a cross screen.
To foul Utah. Dixon boxed in and almost threw it away. And Utah retains possession and is fouled. What a play by Tyrone Tate.
Oh, Tate makes a great play because that ball is...
Steve Smith.
You don't foul, and you let the time run out. You can stand out of bounds with it.
And Jimmy Soto is looking at victory.
Next up, on this history-making journey for the University of Utah, the Kingdome in Seattle and the defending national champs, unbeaten, #1 ranked UNLV.
You know, if the Seattle Times were smart, they'd hire me to do a restaurant review. And after you see the team play, you'll know I knew a lot more about the cuisine in Seattle than I did the Runnin' Rebels.
Well, this is what college basketball is all about. The NCAA tournament and a chance to play the best. The Utes actually led early and forced the Rebels out of their man-to-man.
Why, when someone gets in trouble and can't make the pass, you need a center to come out and relieve that pressure.
Tate works it inside of McGrath, and a great feed to Apiaki.
It was the amoeba defense that did the Utes in.
Hoffman was overplaying on Grant, and it was effective as the ball got away. Grant sees it, goes to the hoop. Josh Grant, they'll go for him, and he now has 6. Out in the hands of Tyrone Tate. Soto, 3, he's got it, foul. Anderson Hunt ran by him and fouled Jimmy Soto.
When they failed to hit from outside, the powerful Rebels won their 34th straight game, and the Utah season finally came to an end.
Rick's done a great job with a team, with a good basketball team, not a great team. He won 30 games with a good team, not a great one, and that's a real tribute to him. I thought he put that team together really well.
What a year for Utah basketball fans. The only Utah team, the only WAC team to win 30 games in a season. Well, the honors poured in as Rick Majerus was named National Coach of the Year by the UPI and Basketball Times. Another first for the state of Utah and the WAC.
I'm honored. I'd be lying to you. I only wish my dad could see this. But, it's such a special thing.
Josh Grant was named to several all-district teams, invited to the National Pan Am tryouts at the Olympic Training Center, and the junior from East High School was named Honorable Mention All-America. For the majority of the Utes, the Team Together 91 will become Team Together 92, except for Walter Watts III. Walter Watts II wishes it weren't so.
Walter struggled somewhat at the free throw line.
And I said, Coach, I wish you had him 2 more years. 2 more years at Utah. If he growed up in 2 years, another 2 more years, Walter, he'll be a man that, when I see him walk down the street, he's a different kid.
The goal of everyone who participates in a team sport is to play together. A few really achieve it. This team could write the book.